Now for the second session, let us continue with our practice of asanas here. So as folks join in, I will be starting with Padmasana or the lotus pose. If you are able to practice Padmasana, well and good. If not, you can even go for Ardha Padmasana here. So here what you will do is you will take one leg, take support with your hands please, and see if you are able to place it on the opposite thigh. If not, just hold your leg in whichever position is possible for you. Just hold it there please. And now with the second or the other leg, if you are able to take support of your hand and try and place it on the opposite thigh, please do so. If not, you can just leave it underneath the first leg. That is absolutely okay. So either Ardha Padmasana or Padmasana, and whichever stage you're able to accomplish, let us be satisfied with that progress. And with gradual practice, you will get better and better at it. Now let's try and place our palms on the knees. If that's not possible, just continue holding your leg or placing your palms by the side of the body and try and keep your back as straight as you can, please. See if you're able to keep your eyes closed, away from all the visual distractions. Observe the flow of your breath. And even in this asana, even if you are a little uncomfortable in the beginning, just try to see if you are able to relax more, even more, a little more. Little by little, we will learn the art of relaxation. Try to loosen the muscles that you're holding tight. Just try to relax mentally, please. Breathe normally. Now, release, release. Come back to the starting position. If you started Padmasana with your right leg, now let's go for the other leg or the left leg. See if you are able to do it, either Padmasana or Ardha Padmasana. Once you reach the final stage, please maintain a good posture. Breathe normally and try and relax as much as you can. Keeping your eyes closed, observing the flow of your breath here. Release, please. Release Padmasana. And now we will proceed to the next asana, which again, if you are able to practice Padmasana, please go ahead and do that. If not, you can even try in Sukhasana, where you're just crisscrossing your legs. Here, I'm turning so you can see me better. You're just tying your hands at the wrist behind your back. Keep your back straight in the beginning, please. Slowly bend forward, very slowly. Bend from your hips and waist, not just your upper back or shoulders. You should try and bend from the hips. Slowly go as far as you can go comfortably and just stop wherever you feel you're not able to bend further. Just stop there, please. And when in your final position, try and breathe normally. Try and release the tension in your body, relaxing the muscles even when you are in this position. So, gradual practice will take you further towards the floor where you can then ultimately be able to touch the floor with your forehead, nose, or chin. This is Yoga Mudra. Just breathe normally, please. Stay there as long as possible by you comfortably. Slowly come back. Now release. Release, please. Stretch your legs. Now you're in long sitting posture. Now bend one leg, please. Keep the foot on by the hip. This is Ardha Vajrasana or half diamond pose. If you are able to bend the other leg, please do that. Bend the other leg as well. And now if you are able to do it, it's okay. If not, that's fine too. Just whichever is your final position, just try and follow the principles of an asana where we are aiming for sthira and sukha, which is steady and comfort. So we are trying to relax ourselves in the final stage. We are trying to breathe normally. And in Vajrasana, please try and bring your knees as close together as possible, and we are trying to sit on the floor in between our feet, trying not to sit on the heels. But in the beginning, it is okay. Whichever is your final position, be there for a few moments, please, while breathing normally. Feel the effects of this practice in silence. If you are able to stay longer in this practice, we can go for Mandukasana. If not, you can just extend your legs and go back to long sitting posture. Spread your legs further apart as far as you can take them away from each other. Now place the palms on the knees. You're still trying to continue to sit on the floor in between your feet, please. Breathe normally. Keep your eyes closed. Take support of your palms in between your thighs and slowly bring your legs together. Slowly. Now extend one leg at a time. Very, very slowly, please. If you give jerks, then you might injure yourselves, right? You might pull a muscle. So just do it very slowly. We are trying to take good care of ourselves. Now we will proceed to the next asana, which is Bhadrasana, where we are bringing our souls together here. Bringing our soul together. Now take support of your hands. You can wrap your palms. You can interlock your fingers here. Wrap the palms around your toes and slowly pull the feet closer to your body, as close as you can. Now, once you've reached this position, if your knees are away from the floor, try to push your knees and thighs parallel or on the floor completely. As close to the floor or on the floor, you just relax. Try and relax your body. Please keep a good posture. Your back and neck and head in one vertical line if possible. Do not hold your breath, please. Breathe normally. Do not hold your body tight. Just trying to relax as much as you can. Feel the effects of the practice on different parts of your body. Relax, please. Relax. Release from Bhadrasana. Now, let us proceed to the next asana where we are kneeling down on the floor here. So your toes are bent inwards towards your body, not outwards, not this way, but rather this way. So you're bending your toes inside, inwards. The distance between your knees and the distance between your feet or heels should be the same. So your legs are in almost straight line here, although they are bent, and there is equal distance in between your legs. Okay, from the knees till the heels. Now, firstly, make sure you are relaxing thoroughly before you proceed to an asana. So here we are going for camel pose or Ushtrasana. You hold your ankle. We put the thumb inside and the four fingers outside. Get a good grip here. Good grip at the ankle, both sides. Now, when you are ready, you slowly try and push your hips up, thighs away from the body, your stomach to the front. See how far you can go. And then slowly you bend backwards and even try and release your neck. Only as far as you can go comfortably. Please, we do not want you to overdo anything, so don't go farther than you can. And once you have reached your final position, Just keep breathing, please. Keep breathing normally. Do not hold your breath. Now slowly raise your neck up, head up, and then bring your stomach, thighs, hips back to the sitting position or the starting position. So this practice of Ustrasana also, if you're finding it difficult to hold both the ankles and push your body and do it all in one go, you can just hold one ankle or one leg, let the other hand loose. So you will see slight difference and maybe it's a little easier for you to try that way. So you can try it that way with one holding one ankle once and then take some rest. Then try the same holding the other ankle or other leg. Now that was Ustrasana. Let us extend our legs please once again in long sitting posture. Now we will go for another practice which is called Navasana. Navasana or the boat pose. So as you're sitting in the long sitting posture here, you're slowly turning your palms and fingers facing towards your body here and then slowly bend backwards. Please lean backwards. In fact, lean backwards, bend at your elbows. Now you're sliding backwards, right? Now you're also slowly trying to either raise one leg or both legs at once. Raise it to an angle of 30 to 45 degrees. Hold, please. If you are able to, now you can raise your hands as well. If not able, it's okay. You can just continue placing your palms behind your back. Take support, please. This is a balancing posture. So please try and balance without hurting yourselves. And breathe normally, please. Do not hold your breath. Slowly relax, relax. That was Navasana because we resemble a Nava or boat in this practice. So it is called Navasana or the boat pose. Now today we will continue some of the practices while lying down. So let us go for Shavasana once again, very, very slowly. If possible, you can lie down on the floor, on your back here. If you need support of a pillow or a rolled up blanket, underneath your waist here or hips or shoulders or neck. You can do that in the beginning, that's not a problem. This practice is recommended for most of us. It's not a problem, you can try it. If you do have any kind of injury or pain which forbids you from lying down, please avoid this practice. Always be mindful of your own limitations and help yourselves first. Slowly breathe normally. Relax yourselves thoroughly, please, in Shavasana. In Utsahi Yoga, we recommend rest. Rest is a must for everybody. So, in between different sets of practices, please take some rest. During rest, our body is regaining the energy and letting go of unwanted elements. So that is why we need rest, all of us. Now, let's bring our legs together, palms closer to the body, hands closer to the body, palms facing out the floor. Now we are once again in almost a one vertical line here while lying down. We are slowly going to raise our legs through different angles here. Slowly, very slowly, either one leg or both legs together. 30 degrees, hold it please. 45 degrees, hold please. 60 degrees, once again, please hold. 90 degrees, please hold. Let's go in the reverse direction. 60 degrees, 45 degrees, 30 degrees, and back to the floor. So you can, this is called Utthita Dvipadasana. And then you are raising the legs further into 60 degrees and 90 degrees. Let's try that one more time and then we can proceed to shoulder stand 1. And shoulder stand 1 is once again one of the more advanced practices. So we would not recommend it to you if you have any kind of injuries or problems with your shoulder or neck or even head here or the chest or abdomen, any kind of conditions that you should not be applying any pressure in this upper body, please avoid this next practice. Okay, let's go for it. Normally healthy people, let's go for this, please. If children are with you, please support them by taking care of them, holding them so they don't hurt themselves or fall. So first help them and then you can try yourselves. Now once you reach 90 degrees, you can either bend your legs at the knees and then bring it closer to the face, or you can bring it straight closer to the face. That's okay. Either ways, it's fine. And then push your legs away from the body. Push it to an angle of 90 degrees. Please here once again. 90 degrees in the sense the legs are straight at the knees, but the upper body is inclined. Hold it please while breathing normally. Then slowly bring your legs closer to the body once again. You can stay in shoulder stand as long as you please, as long as you're not feeling any discomfort. Then come back to the 90-degree position. Now, bring your legs slowly to the floor. Do not rush, please. No jerks. Very, very slowly to the floor. Now, if you need rest, you can take rest in Shavasana, or you can even turn around, roll over, and take rest in Makarasana. Once again, here, as you can see, there will be quite a bit of pressure on the abdomen, chest region. So if you are a pregnant woman in class, please avoid this. And anybody else, once again, if you are not supposed to get pressure on your upper body, your stomach, and if you have any health concerns, please first talk to your doctor before practicing. Makarasana or the crocodile pose. Keeping your legs apart, your hands or forearms are placed one on top of the other. Your head is resting on your forearms. This is also one of the relaxation postures. So please get good rest while you're here. Now we will proceed to the next practice, which is Bhujangasana or the Cobra pose. Here, place your chin on the floor. Your palms are by your chest, just in the nipple line, please here. Now spread your fingers so you get a good balance. Bring your elbows. Bring your elbows closer to your body. Do not let your elbows go away from the body, closer to the body. Now slowly raise your head up, neck, head, and upper body, just chest up, only up to your navel or belly button. Look up, please. Your legs are together, your upper body is raised up. We resemble the cobra in this pose. Breathe normally, please. Do not hold your breath. Stay there. Now slowly come back. Come back to the lying down position or Makarasana and get some rest. If you are willing to proceed to the next practice, you can go for it. Just make a fist of your palms. Place them underneath the respective thigh. Slowly, chin is on the floor. We are proceeding to Shalabhasana or the locust pose. Either raise one leg at a time or both legs together, keeping them straight at the knees. Breathe normally, please. Breathe normally. keep your eyes closed and try to feel the effects of this practice on the various parts in your body. Release, release. And now you are welcome to take rest in Makarasana. So if you are practicing any of these, there is always Makarasana that you can resort to when you feel the need for a break. After a little bit of rest, when you feel ready for the next practice, we can go for Dhanurasana or the bow pose. So in Dhanurasana, we are going to once again place our chin on the floor and bend either one leg or both legs, whichever you're comfortable with, and hold the ankles. Once again, the thumb is inside, four fingers are on the outside, just like we did it in Uttanasana. Holding it, your legs are slightly apart from each other, so we get a good balance here, and we do not, lose balance or injure ourselves. So we have to first assess, are we feeling balanced here in this position? Are we ready for the next step? Only when you feel you're ready, you can then proceed further, where you're raising your head up slowly, upper body, chest up as far as you can. At the same time, you're pushing your legs away from the body while raising them up. And you're trying to pull with your legs with your hands. So both the upper body and the lower body are raised up. You are resting on your abdomen and maybe the thighs a little bit. For women, what we recommend is, because there could be a lot of pressure on the ovaries here, we recommend you place your thighs on the floor and just do this modification. Just practice this alone. It will give you great benefits without any problems. Breathe normally, please. Feel the effects and then slowly release. Bring your upper body down. Bring your legs back to the starting position. Go for Makarasana and rest, please. So if you practiced Ardha Dhanurasana or half bow pose, you're welcome to take some rest and then practice it with the other leg as well. Now, slowly turn to one side and get up, please. Now, I hope you're feeling good after this practice. I know there are few new members of our Utsahi family who have joined us today. So we will not be practicing way too many things, but whatever asanas we've practiced so far, I hope you're feeling good. Now, one last practice we're going to do today is Kapala Bhati, which is a cleansing or a kriya, cleansing practice or kriya. Here, again, there is a video exclusively for this. So kindly watch that if you're new. And rest of us who know this, you can practice with me. And those who are new, you please observe us first and then you can try it. This practice is also not for anybody who is not normally healthy, who's had any health concerns. Please avoid this. We can discuss first whether it is suitable for you or not. Then you can try this. First, relax yourselves thoroughly in Sukhasana. And now let's go for Kapalabhati strokes, where we are taking the stomach in with a little bit of force. And as we do that, we are throwing the breath out. So there is an active exhalation, and then we release the stomach while the breath goes in automatically. That is passive inhalation. So we can go to as number of strokes as comfortably possible for us. Let's go for it, please. Kapalabhati. 。 . 。  . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . 。 . . . 。 . . 。 . . 。 。 . . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。
。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 .
So do not rush your strokes, please. Do it slowly. And if you need a break, you can take a break and then continue once again. Relax, please. This not only reduces your stress, but it helps us cleanse our internal organs and helps improve the strength and health of our body, especially the core and internal organs in our upper body. Now, I hope you're feeling good after the practice of Kapalabhati. Let us now conclude our yoga session for today with the recitation of Om. So, please continue sitting in Sukhasana. Remember to go for deep breathing. And after you inhale, during exhalation, we recite Om. Let's try this a few times together, please. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please sit in peace. Shanti means peace. Please sit in silence and peace. If you continue sitting in this position for a longer duration of time, you will be meditating. So you can either observe the flow of your breath while you do this, or just focus on the God of your choice, or on a light, or any source of positive energy for you. Just focus on that and then continue sitting in this state. This is also one of the later stages of yoga practice, which is called dhyana in Sanskrit, or meditation in English. So I hope you liked our yoga session 1 and session 2. And I hope you will continue to join us every Sunday. We will keep you informed of the timings. We will send you reminders. So please make sure you either like us on Facebook, so you get those updates, or you are welcome to join our WhatsApp group to get the updates directly from me as well. And once again, we would like to thank you for coming, joining our class. And also, as always, we thank our Guruji who is watching us from India always and who keeps sending his guidance and useful tips to improve our classes and our practice. So thank you to one and all. We hope to see you next Sunday. Meanwhile, we are only a message away. So please watch our YouTube videos, practice for yourselves, message us if you have any questions, and let us be on this yoga journey together and get good benefits of it. Thank you so much. Namaste.